Oh dear Lord. Oh dear Lord. Yeah. There are moments where I'm like, okay, I'm the whole Angel Reese situation is just kind of getting boring. She's playing well. She's playing really, really well. Um, she is what she is. She is one of the hardest working players in the league. She's a great offensive rebounder. She is when she wants to be, she's a fantastic defender, and you're seeing that in fourth quarters. Like in fourth quarters, when she wants to play defense, she's one of the best defenders in the league. But for me, this right here is like, this reminds me of when she was retweeting the hate posts about Candace Parker, or when she was regularly over the last couple of years retweeted and unretweeted a hate post against somebody who is her quote unquote op at that point in time. Like, this is not like, this is the first time she's actually said it out of her mouth, and I'm like, I am very disappointed. At the end of the day, like, Angel Reese rammed up, like, injured Niara Sabally. Like, she literally jump stopped, essentially just elbowed her. She injured Niara Sabally, and it was called as a defensive foul. And Sandy Brondello goes to the referees. I think what you say, is she a protected species? Which, again, that's like, maybe this is a little bit different because I'm Irish and our slang is more similar to Australian slang than American. But like, I think everybody kind of knows that, like, especially in the neck of the woods I'm from, that just means treated differently. That just means in this context, she is a good whistle. I think everybody knows that. But the online narrative then is, oh, let's hate Sandy. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. And then whatever, 6 hours later, after this whole thing happens, 6 hours later, 4 hours later, Angel Reese comes out and tweets this out. So Angel Reese has enough time. And by the way, she has enough time to see what was said. But no, she goes and posts what she always does. Like, the quote unquote, like, everyone talks about, oh, Caitlin Clark's weaponizing stands anytime she complains about a call, that she's inciting hate. Angel Reese has platformed some of her quote unquote stands that just go around hating people. She's platformed some of the extremes. I'm not saying this person is, I don't know who this person is, but over the years she has done that. She has sent her fucking hate brigade targeting Candace Parker, targeting now targeting Sandy Brondello, and that's unacceptable. That is what everyone has accused Caitlin Clark of doing by complaining about refs. This is what Angel Reese has done. She has sent her fans after Sandy Brondello. Let's be very clear. Let's be very, very clear. Two things are very true in this scenario. Sandy Brondello said something that is fine in Australian slang. Angel Reese probably took offense to it. I can guarantee you Sandy Brondello did not mean any offense to that. And if Angel Reese said contact Sandy Brondello about it, she would be unbelievably apologetic. I think everyone in this scenario knows Sandy Brondello meant nothing by it. Why? Because it is a commonly used phrase in Australia. It is what it is. Like, this reminds me of when there was a Spanish player in the NBA 2K League who was talking to another Spanish guy on Twitter in Spanish. And I think they were asking about what color jerseys they would wear, because he was playing in just a friendly scrimmage game with a few of his friends in Spain. And he said, you wear black jerseys, we wear white jerseys. And obviously, if anyone knows Spanish, what one of those words translates directly into, there were people trying to push to get him kicked out of the league because there was a word in his language that was offensive in English. And he was speaking Spanish. It's this type of shit. But again, I'm being completely honest here. If Angel Reese had a problem with Sandy Brondello and went to Sandy Brondello and we all know what the outcome would be. It would be an apology. There would be an apology. Angel Reese, by saying nothing, by saying nothing and letting the narrative go with Sandy Brondello hate is like, I don't care about that. At the end of the day, she can't control her fans. She is weaponizing her fans against Sandy Brondello for Sandy Brondello basically saying she had a special whistle. She had a special whistle. The good part about this is that anyone with common sense, Sandy Brondello, is going to have to come out and just say publicly now and say, oh, I didn't mean anything by it. And she's going to be dragged as a racist till the end of time because of Angel Reese. And again, she is weaponizing her fans against people. What everyone has accused Caitlin Clark of doing, but every time Caitlin Clark complains about a ref, every time Caitlin Clark complains about a call, anytime Caitlin Clark gets hurt by a player, apparently by not coming out immediately in defense of said person, she's inciting hate. Angel Reese just sent her fans on Sandy Brondello. And let's be very clear. Let's be very, very clear. If Sandy Brondello actually said something racist towards Angel Reese, she wouldn't be a coach today. Let's be very clear. If she actually did, she would have been fired. She would have been fired. Like, let's be very clear. If she actually did it, she would have already been fired. So clearly, there's not going to be any punishment. Rightfully, there's not going to be any punishment for Sandy Brondello. So Angel Reese made sure that the Twitter sphere goes after Sandy. It's a bit pathetic, isn't it? And like every year, I try to clear my mind and be like, okay, yeah, Angel's just a competitor. I love Angel Reese, the basketball player. Like, I think she gets completely undeserved hate. I love Angel Reese, the basketball player. But like, it's 3 years on from not only her chasing down Caitlin Clark with that, which I had no problem with. You can say that's celebrating. She went on live at the end of the game and was like, this is for you, Caitlin Clark, bang, bang. And then after that, in the championship ceremony, just started doing that. And it's like, well, yeah, you're kind of milking this shit. Then jumping up and celebrating Caitlin Clark getting cheap shotted in her first year in the WNBA. A lot of situations. And look, I can guarantee you that Angel Reese gets more hate than anyone outside of Caitlin Clark. The two of them are 1A, 1B for whoever gets the most hate. But like, I'm sorry, clapping back at somebody for essentially being Australian. Like, that is what this comes down to. That is what this comes down to. Clapping back at somebody for being Australian. It's like, I remember years ago again, like I'm Irish with American fans. Apparently my use of the word crack, if you guys don't know, the Irish translation for fun is crack, C-R-A-I-C. And it's a very commonly used just phrase in Ireland. And I remember getting this big long DM saying that it was insensitive to people suffering from crack addiction. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm speaking a different language to you right now. Like, I am literally talking. I would be regularly talking a different language. Maar like, couple blina in like time or beme or vime niswa Gael Hour. Like, I could speak Irish a lot better 6, 7 years ago now. So I would always throw in Irish. And like, stuff that I would say would sound really bad. And people go at me for that. And I'm like, it's the most dumb shit ever. And whatever about that dumb shit online, when you are actively sending the hate mob towards another person for essentially being Australian, that's pathetic. I don't know. And not only that, she'd had an unbelievable game. She's been playing great, by the way. Like, she's been Atlanta's best player over the last 10 games. She's probably not going to make an all-W team, but she's in the conversation for that. But of course, the usual thing is with Angel, is that the narrative can never be about basketball. And unlike in situations with Caitlin and Paige, where sometimes shit gets thrown on them because of the general public, it seems like Angel doesn't want wants to make sure that the narrative is not basketball. Because let's be very clear. Very, very clear. Essentially, Angel sent a hate mob on a coach for being Australian. That's what this comes down to. That's what this boils down to. And you better believe if Angel was actually offended and went to Sandy Brondello, went to contact Sandy, which she has a contact for Sandy. There's obviously she can get through to her. Sandy would apologize on the spot. Why? Because she said something that's normal in Australia. Or to be honest, a normal phrase in that using that context in every English-speaking country apart from America, apparently. Apart from America. I was shocked that this became a big deal. I'm like, it's obvious kind of what she meant, but clearly America is the only English-speaking country where that is not a phrase used in that context. Fucking ridiculous.